Extra time.
Anyway, should we move on to this week's topic, which is the best team of the last 10 years? So what I was thinking is, I've heard a lot of talk about like teams of the decade, about like the best individual seasons, but I thought what would be fun is if we did a draft of the best players to play in the Premier League since the year 2010. So we're going to go round, we're going to take it in turns, probably starting with you, Zach. We'll work from youngest to oldest.
Sure thing.
And we're going to do a snake draft. So it'll go Zach, Chris, me, Chris, you again.
Cool.
Okay? And so we're going to draft players as we go along with the aim of building the best 11. Now, along the way, I figure that we'll probably end up debating the qualities of some of these players, because some of them only had a couple of great years in the Prem. Some have been amazing for pretty much the whole decade. And then at the end, I thought we could put the teams we come up with to a vote, both here and on Twitter, and see who comes out on top. What do you think?
Glorious.
I think it's perfect, mate. Perfect.
Well, you're up first, Jeleb. Who have you got? Who's your first pick coming in hot?
Well, goalkeeper for me. Now, there's a few options you go for, but I have gone for David De Gea. Now,
Can I just say it's mental that you went for a goalkeeper first pick?
I know, ridiculous. But I thought we're
Okay.
doing a. Wait 2 seconds, guys. I'm confused. Then what do you mean by that?
Well, you might want to pick a striker first or a midfielder.
Oh, okay. We'll go through that way then. Okay.
You don't have to go in order. You don't have to go like from the back of the field to the
Oh,
front.
that's what I thought we were doing.
To be fair, I was mentally prepared to go from back to front.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go
Oh, shit.
goalkeeper,
I
then
feel
back
bad
line,
I feel
then
bad I
midfield,
told
then
you.
front three.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Okay, then I'm going to go with at the top Eden Hazard. Now, I feel like if there's someone that has encapsulated the 2010s as an era, it's got to be this guy. He joined Chelsea in 2012 and he's won the Premier League a couple of times. And although he has had probably one season where he wasn't at his premium best, if it wasn't for Eden Hazard, I don't know where Chelsea would have been, to be honest. He got us out of a lot of situations, and it's shown this year more than ever without him being there. When we are losing to teams like West Ham and Bournemouth, he was normally the guy to get us out of those situations. And throughout the I guess the 2010s, is that what it's called?
Sure.
He was phenomenal. I think he was consistent, as I said, for most of that whole time, apart from that 1 year, and was probably the best player in the Premier League during those times.
I mean, he won Player of the Season, didn't he, in 2014-15? And I think it was his last season where his dribble numbers were like best in the league, apart from maybe Zaha. And he also got, I think it was like 16 goals, 15 assists.
Yeah.
It was like some absolutely insane output.
Mate, that 18-19 season almost qualifies him for this team alone. It was absolutely outrageous. Obviously won 2 Premier League titles as well, so won't worry about that down year, Zach. I think 15-16 was the only year, right, where his goals and assists he
disappeared.
Yeah, that was the one time.
And then next year won the league, so not too bad from him.
And I think he's probably definitely top 3 greatest Premier League dribblers there's ever been. When you look at his numbers, 4+ seasons of 4+ dribbles per 90. 3+ seasons, sorry. 1 approaching 5. He was just magical.
Well, apart from his that 2015-16 season, he got over 10 goals in every single league season, apart from his first one where he got 9. And then it was 14-14, 4, which wasn't that great. 16 goals, 12 goals, 16 goals. And then, yeah, as you said, his last season with the assist numbers he's got as well. Mate, I dread to think where Chelsea would have been without him. And considering
I love
think
to think where Chelsea would have been without
him. No, it would not be good. Considering we only spent 30 million euros back in 2012 as well. He's an absolute great acquisition. And it's kind of sad, I guess, seeing what's happened with him at Real Madrid at the moment. But yeah, I mean, if he's not in anyone's list for the team of the decade, Premier League team of the decade, I'd disagree thoroughly.
All right. Well, we've got 33 players to cover here, guys. So let's go on. Let's go on to Chris. Chris, who have you got?
Yeah, because I started doing my research from back to front, I went with a 4-3-3. My more detailed entries are going to be in that area of the field. I was pretty much scrambling around with regards to the forward line, but I feel like in the Premier League, the forwards sort of pick themselves right, and we don't actually have to justify them all that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we don't have to pick in order, if we want a nice quick entry right here, leading my line, because I did pick Hazard as well, Zach, you little snake. I've gone for Sergio Aguero.
God.
I don't really
Aguero.
think it can be many other centre forwards. I mean, the highest overseas scoring player recently surpassed Thierry Henry's record. I think his expected goals and assists over the course he's been at Man City, I think it amounts to 0.8, doesn't it? Or something in that region. So I don't feel the need to justify this an awful lot, and it is one of those 33 players I feel we can just tick off.
Though it is mental that, and he didn't make the team of the season until 2017-18, having arrived in 2011. That is bananas. I genuinely can't believe that's the case.
Is it him and Harry Kane that have the most consistent records in the Premier League in terms of hitting 20 plus goals in consecutive seasons? Or
Henry will be up there as well, because Henry did it like 5 years running.
Yeah,
but,
Kane, I think Kane's done it like 4.
But I think that there were 2 years where Aguero, I think he maybe got 12 and maybe 17. I wrote a script about this kind of recently.
Yeah, there was that brief period in time as well when Pep came in that people actually thought, he couldn't adjust as a player, and he wasn't a Pep player, and Gabriel Jesus would replace him more imminently than as proven. But yeah, I don't feel the need to spend any more time on this, Patrick.
Cool. Well, my one's pretty simple as well. My first pick, I'm going Luis Suarez.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm amazed I've been allowed to do this.
I saw a lot. But for me, there are several things when you're talking about a team of the decade, right? And it was the two major ones was longevity. How long were they in the league for? And what have they, like their records, and what have they won?
See, what I'm doing is I'm building the best team. So the way I'm looking at it, because I think we'll get onto this later on. I think there are players who would come up in this, who, if you pick them now, a lot of younger fans, for instance, might think, but they're not good anymore. Whereas I kind of looked at it from the point of view of like peak performance.
Okay.
Rather, because we've done a team of the decade previously, and instead I wanted to pick people who I felt hit the highest level. So to me, Luis Suarez had the best individual season of any player in the Premier League in the last decade. I think the 2013-14 season, he was involved in 43 league goals. Mate, there were 3 seasons in the Premier League this decade where a player scored and assisted more than 40 goals. One was Salah in his first year, one was Robin van Persie in his last year at Arsenal, and the other one was Suarez. And Suarez's numbers were so insane. I think it was 31 goals, 12 assists, an amazing dribbler, incredible defensive work rate as well. To me, I have not seen a player reach that level in the Premier League since Henry. And I truly believe that in itself is enough to put him in. So yeah, I wouldn't put him in my team of the decade overall, but this is my team. This is my best team made up of players from the 2010s. That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
And so from that point of view, I think Luis Suarez has to go in.
To me, that feels sneaky, but I'm a little bit annoyed I've not really taken that approach myself, to be honest.
Can I just say that in the script that I sent to you, I said we're drafting players who appeared in the Premier League in the 2010s.
First pick, and we're already on the T's and C's. This could get,
there you go.
This could get vicious.
Okay, well, on that topic, I'll move on to my second pick because it's snake draft.
Please don't.
And I am gonna say I'm gonna work to the same.